Presiding Officer, I am pleased to be closing for Labour in this important debate on the declaration of a nature emergency. Our amendment calls for an urgent and robust licensing scheme for driven grouse moor management, the phase-out of large-scale peat extraction and addressing damaging fishing practices in sensitive marine environments. I agree with Gillian Martin that actions speak louder than words, and that's why it's so baffling that the SNP can't bring themselves to actually support this approach. This is a sensible approach that I would have hoped could begin to build consensus for action. As the Coalition of Grouse Moor Reform have stated, promoting a wide-scale change from driven grouse moor management towards sustainable multiple use in a more wooded landscape would make a major contribution to addressing two of the most significant environmental issues of our time: the climate emergency and the catastrophic biodiversity loss. My colleague Claudia Beamish made the point that we must recognise the need for rapid change while also respecting the challenges faced by rural and coastal communities in the urgently needed just transition by bringing support for that change as it happens. I would have thought that the Green Party would also recognise this and would have been more willing to work with others so that we can make those required rapid changes. An all-or-nothing approach, as they are proposing, will end with nothing. But the Greens seem determined that that's how they want to proceed. The SNP government tell us today that they will respond to the Verity report any time soon. But they have been telling us that for months. Why don't they just make a decision and bring forward a proposal for a robust licensing scheme? And why are the SNP not willing to recognise the need for a declaration of the nature emergency? Our proposals are a common-sense approach that recognise the need for change and a willingness to do this in a manner that allows the transition to take effect with minimal disruption. Huge swathes of land in Scotland are managed for grouse, and if land use change is desired, then the arguments need to be put forward to ensure we bring people with us. Industry figures show that grouse shooting adds fewer than 3,000 jobs on average, with an average salary of £11,500 per year. The economic contribution, therefore, is relatively small in comparison to the value of forestry and tourism to our rural economy. As such, we can and we should be far more ambitious when it comes to tree planting. Woodlands can provide a range of environmental benefits, including reduced soil erosion and landscape, increased carbon storage, increased biodiversity, improvements in water quality and flow and resilience to climate change, pests and disease. And it has the knock-on effect of delivering skilled and well-paid jobs in forestry as well as tourism. This would see a natural transition from land managed for grouse to land being reforested for all the previously mentioned benefits. We have an abundance of land in Scotland that could be managed more effectively. Much of Scotland's land is in private hands and managed for private interests. But increasing community ownership, building on our plans for a greener economy and delivering much-needed jobs in rural communities should surely be our goal. So, Presiding Officer, I would appeal again to take the common-sense approach to this and support the Labour amendment today.